Hey, y'all. We are going to be talking about LinkedIn today. So I'm actually going to type in a comment here, pin it to the post so that the people who join can see it. So let's talk about our favorite LinkedIn. Yay, we're going to talk about LinkedIn. So I'm going to post this comment and I think I should be able to pin it. Pin it! Woo! All right. So we are going to talk about LinkedIn and why you should be on LinkedIn and using that for marketing your business now instead of Facebook or in conjunction to Facebook. So let's clarify all of that. First of all, good morning. It's Friday. My kids are off at daycare and it gives me some time to work and to get caught up. And I have been reading, I read a lot about business and marketing and all sorts of stuff generally, but I've been reading a lot about this whole new craze and the amazing algorithms and ways to optimize and videos and all of that on LinkedIn, and how LinkedIn is now becoming the forefront of business marketing, business networking, whether you're B2B or B2C. That means business to business. If you're selling your services to other business owners. B2C is business to customers if you're selling retail products to people out there in the world. So LinkedIn, regardless of your business type, is where you should be right now if you want to market your business. So let's talk about why that is. Many of you know that Facebook is trying to make money. Yeah, it's true. They have fallen into this trap of online paid advertisement. They're doing a great job at it. But it's forced all of us marketers and people who have business Facebook pages to pay money for people to see our posts, which is really sad. So a few years ago, if you had a business Facebook page, around 20 to 50% of the people who liked your page would see your content on a regular basis. And guess how much that has dropped since then. Today, less than 2% of the post, or let me rephrase that, less than 2% of the people who like your Facebook business page will even see your post or your content, which is really sad. And it means all the hard work that you've done to create a really outstanding, content-rich, robust Facebook page has kind of gone down the drain. Not to say that you shouldn't be focusing on Facebook anymore. I think it still has a valid purpose, especially if you do want to optimize your paid campaign reach. But if you're looking for organic reach, Facebook is just not what it used to be. And if you're expecting the same results that you used to see in the past, you're going to be really disappointed and frustrated and spinning your wheels wondering what the heck you're doing wrong. Well, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just the fact that the game has changed, algorithms have changed, and you've got to switch and pivot based on what's going on now in the marketing world. And the algorithms have pushed us down this funnel. Used to be Instagram was hot, Facebook was hot, Snapchat, Twitter, all of that. But now the hot place is LinkedIn. And it's pretty cool because LinkedIn is now offering some users, they're rolling it out slowly, they're offering some users the opportunity to do live video, which is even cooler. So let's talk about LinkedIn briefly about, what it's meant for, how to optimize it, how to use it for your business, and how to get more exposure. LinkedIn used to be boring. In fact, I still think it's kind of a little bit boring, but now that I'm starting to learn how to use LinkedIn properly to connect and network and make sales and all of that, I'm really starting to enjoy it. And I'll share with you my results of my own ramp up this past week, which I'm really impressed by. I even got on a podcast. I got invited to do some really cool things. I'm pretty excited, but I'll tell you how I did all of that in a minute. LinkedIn used to be the boring place for corporate people. All the people who were in the stuffy ties and suits and, spoke in that zombie language of, like the corporate speak and all of that. It's where recruiters were to find candidates for their jobs. It was just kind of a stuffy environment for people. But LinkedIn now is starting to transform because the corporate people are still there, but there's a lot of entrepreneurism, there's a lot of small business, there's a lot of talk about marketing and all sorts of things. And I'm trying to get my computer restarted here. Goodness. Apologies for the tech issue. But LinkedIn is hot now. And there's a lot of commotion and conversation, and people are paying attention to the fact that the Facebook algorithms are not allowing business owners to market and to share content as we would like. And people are now starting to funnel through onto LinkedIn. LinkedIn is also really cool because people are more apt to have conversations. So on Facebook, you may read a really great article on someone's Facebook business page, but you aren't as apt to comment. You aren't as apt or likely to send a direct message. And people didn't connect generally on Facebook. The same is really true for Instagram. I feel like Instagram is cool. I mean, we're talking on Instagram right now, but it's kind of a museum. People feel weird about sending direct messages, and they feel a little bit spammy, and it's not a platform in which people use generally to connect directly to one another. But LinkedIn offers that, and that's inherently how it was built and how it was used back in the day. So the corporate stuff is kind of moving to the side. That inherent original intention of networking, online networking, is still there. That's hot and heavy. And they're now integrating live video feeds and all sorts of things. So I'm getting really excited, and I can't wait until I can start doing the live video feature. It's not on my account yet, but I'm working on it. So I want to talk about a few tips that you can use for using LinkedIn to start marketing your business. And I've got a really amazing article in front of me that I'm going to pull some pointers from. Now, if you want to see this article, it outlines like all the best practices to be using for LinkedIn on your business. It's on my Facebook page. If you go to Independent She's Facebook page, it's actually the post that I put up this morning about some of the tips and tricks and things that I've learned about LinkedIn, along with a link to this article. I've got a couple of other articles I'm going to share later today that outlines all of the stuff that I'm going to talk about. So if you want to just sit down and kind of read through this article and learn some things about LinkedIn, then go to my Facebook page, Independent She, and then you can grab that link and move forward. But so let's talk about how to use LinkedIn for marketing your business. First of all, clean up your profile. What does that mean? Your profile picture, just as it should be with all of your other social media outlets, it needs to be super professional. So if you are a service provider, meaning you are a wedding planner or a business consultant or a veterinarian, I don't care what you do. If you have a profile up on LinkedIn, you've got to have a professional picture. This doesn't mean a picture that your grandma or your husband or your kid took of you on your phone. This means you go out and get a professional photo shoot with a local photographer and you use a pretty picture. Now that goes a long way. People make first impressions based on pictures, right? And if your picture is grainy, if it looks unprofessional, people get that immediate impression of you and they don't take you seriously as a business person. So invest in some good pictures, get them taken often, have them constantly refreshed and looking nice. And a tip in terms of headshots, make sure you have a lot of natural white light. Make sure it's of your face. If you're smiling, even better. I think mine right now has a black background. It's new for me. But generally people tend to respond for white backgrounds, really light and natural and airy looking. It just makes you look more approachable. So get some pretty photos and make that your profile picture. Also, the header behind you. It helps to have a header that is professional looking. If you have a local business, like say you have a physical shop or a boutique or something like that, make it a professional picture of like your storefront. If you are a service provider and you serve local clients, put up a picture like I'm in Charlotte. I could put up a picture of the skyline of Charlotte. That just reinforces the fact that I'm in Charlotte, I'm a professional business owner, and I serve people here locally in Charlotte. So put some thought into the imagery that you use. Don't just throw up a picture of like your favorite football team and then a selfie that you took on your phone. That's not going to cut it. Because again, first impressions are everything, and you want people to actually engage with you as a business professional and take you seriously. Next comes your little bio. So if you open someone's LinkedIn profile, you're going to see their header, their picture, and then like a really quick summary or recap of who they are. And this is, I don't know, it might be 150 characters or 100 characters, I think. But you get to type in anything. This could be your job title. It could be a sentence that says, best business consultant of female entrepreneurs all over the world. I mean, don't be cheesy, but be professional and write it in a way that is personable, that is very clear and concise and helps people understand who you are and what you do. But also be like legit. Don't say you're the best business consultant in the world in your job title on LinkedIn just because your mom says you are. Put your job title, put something that's going to be catchy and help people very quickly understand who you are and what you do and why they should continue reading your profile, why they should be reading your articles, and why they should even reply to some of the comments and messages that you send over onto their LinkedIn pages as well. So again, for those of you who are joining us, we are talking about LinkedIn and why you should be hopping over on LinkedIn to market your business, because the algorithms are a whole lot better. Okay, so optimizing your profile, that's where we are now. So you want to have professional images, make sure your titles and all of your descriptions are on point and relevant to who you are. Hi there, thank you for joining me and for the hearts and I appreciate that. Now, as you guys have questions, pop them over here. If you have experience on networking and making business connections and sales on LinkedIn, throw your comments down here. This isn't just me talking to you. We're live. So let's have a discussion and a conversation about LinkedIn and how you can use it for your business. So again, I'm just scanning an article right here that I think has amazing value. Hearts! I love hearts. Thank you. If you want to see this article and learn all about LinkedIn, then hop over to my Facebook page. You can get the link to this and some other tidbits on my Facebook page. It's Independent She, easy to find. Hop over there and you'll find it. So the name of the game in LinkedIn is really, like I said, engaging and networking and talking with people. And you can't do that in a vacuum, and you can't just put up a pretty profile and expect people to come to you. You've got to go out there and engage with people. So a really cool trick is actually, if you have a list of email addresses of past clients or potential clients or leads or people who have joined your newsletter on your website, you can actually extract those email addresses from your CRM or your email, like MailChimp or something, and you can import them into LinkedIn, and it sends LinkedIn will send an invite to connect to all the people on that list of email addresses that you import, which is really cool. So you want to be sure that you're connecting with people who are your ideal client, your ideal peer-to-peer person, or other people in your industry that are going to help boost your, oh my goodness, look at all those hearts. You want to connect with people who are going to boost you, your credibility and your exposure, and you want to connect with people who are influencers as well, because that's going to help boost your exposure on LinkedIn. So once you start connecting with people and sending those invites and getting a bit more ingrained with people in your industry and your network, you want to start pushing out content every day. So LinkedIn really, really likes when you post native content. That means if you are just posting an article on entrepreneur.com or Business Insider or sending other people away from LinkedIn to go and read an article somewhere else, LinkedIn, their algorithm is built to where they're not going to push you towards the top. They're going to kind of bury your content down below, and people aren't going to see it as much. LinkedIn really, really loves things in this order, okay? Meaning the algorithm is built to help people who post just plain text. Now that could be a story about you, your story about why you went into business, your story about what's going on in your business, a lesson learned about your business, a conversation you had with a client that you really loved, a testimonial, anything that's just plain text posted within LinkedIn. That's number one. That's what LinkedIn really, really likes. Secondly, the algorithm really likes native images. So say you have a quote that really motivates you that day. Type in the text, include an image, a picture of you, a picture with text overlaying that highlights the quote or whatever it might be, and have that be your post. LinkedIn really loves that. Number 3, if you do have a link to something, so for instance, one of my posts last week, as if you guys have been following me, we launched a new online course that helps teach people how to launch businesses, and I launched a free 5-day holiday revenue boost challenge that starts on October the 9th. I wanted to promote that on LinkedIn and share it with people and give the links. It's best to offer your links on LinkedIn in the comments. So on the post itself, in order to beat the algorithm and to work with the way that things work there, you want to be sure to write your text, include an image of whatever it is, post it, and then in the comments below, enter your link in the comment. So in your post above, it might say, hey, I have a new online course. I want you guys to check it out. If you're starting a new business, this is going to be really relevant. Check the comments below for the link and a special discount code or something like that. Post that, go into your post, and include the link down below in the comments. LinkedIn really likes that. And it's going to help push your content up to the top and get you more exposure, which is, the point of all of this, right? Right. I like LinkedIn. I'm really loving it. What else? So build your connections. We talked about that. You want to import all of your email addresses into LinkedIn so that LinkedIn can push out invites to connect to all of those people, which is really great. Again, connect with influencers. Connect with people who already have built up their buzz and their connections and are getting tons of viral likes and comments and things on their posts. Be consistent. Okay, this is important on all social media platforms, right? Thank you, Beverly. I am happy to have you over here. So LinkedIn is just like every other social media network. You've got to be consistent. So don't just pretty up your profile and go like a bunch of articles that people have posted. That does nothing. You need to do all of that, and you need to post regularly, just like Instagram. So Instagram 3 times a day. Facebook should be 1 to 2 times a day. Twitter should be 7 times a day. So LinkedIn, I don't know if there's a magic number, but I do it about 3 to 5 times a day. Now, the first several, like say you decide to post 3 to 5 times a day for a week, right? You're going to find crickets. You're going to find, you're going to start to get engagement, but people aren't familiar with you yet. They're going to start seeing you more frequently. They're going to be like, oh, who is this person? What's going on here? I think I like what she's saying. I don't know. I've got to feel her out. I got to check this out. But that's normal, right? So LinkedIn, people are still trying to understand who you are. They're still trying to confirm your validity. They're still trying to figure out your voice, your message, your angle, all of that stuff. So it's kind of like dating, right? I think social media is all about dating, like the series of steps and the psychology behind dating. Like you don't go on a first date and ask someone to marry you. You don't, start messaging on Tinder or whatever it is and then just immediately say, oh, I'm in love. Like let's go out, or let me give you my credit card to do business with you. LinkedIn is the same way. It's going to take people some time for them to understand that you're a valid person, that they want to engage with you, because they're still kind of feeling you out. They're still testing the waters. So once you start upping your engagement and increasing the post frequency for LinkedIn, the first week or so, you may not see the kind of activity that you had hoped for, but stay with it and stay consistent and stay real and legit. So as we talked about in the beginning of this, LinkedIn used to be really stuffy and corporate and boring, and people just shared articles, and it was just about, recruiters looking for people to fill jobs, and it wasn't really sexy, right? But that's changing now. And the human element on LinkedIn is becoming a really, really big factor within LinkedIn, and helping people kind of boost their engagement and boost that networking and the marketing and all of that. So when you're talking on LinkedIn, don't subscribe to that stereotypical LinkedIn corporate jargon. Be yourself. Use the word I. Tell stories. Talk about your why. Be personable. Post videos that you just shot, like the one I'm doing right now. I'm actually going to save it onto my phone after this, and I'm going to go to LinkedIn and I'm going to share it there. People want to see real live human interaction now. There's no more like corporate stuffy suit and tie, like corporate jargon over there anymore. It's an entirely different ball game, and people are using it in that way, which is why I'm really, really loving it. And the people who are now using LinkedIn in this new way are actually getting more engagement than the old school traditional people who still haven't, kind of updated their thoughts about LinkedIn. So start using LinkedIn in a way that you're using Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat. Like, be real and be you, and don't be afraid of just being open and honest and offering that human element that you feel a bit more comfortable doing on some of the other social platforms. Because LinkedIn's algorithm now is going to help you get more engagement than Facebook does, which is awesome. I'm finding more messaging on LinkedIn than ever before. Oh my God, I know. And it's great. I used to hate LinkedIn because I used to get hit on over there. I used to get like weird messages of like dudes saying like, hey, I love you. Like, it was just kind of weird and creepy. Some of the other direct messages I used to get all the time were, I would like to take 4 minutes of your day and talk about how I can help you. Like, it was just like canned responses. There was no like human elements or interaction. So I'm glad that you said this, because I'm actually seeing a lot more direct messages, but none of them are creepy. Knock on wood. I mean, I still get a few. And none of them are as canned as they used to be. Like, I'm talking with real life people. So I'll go ahead and share with you guys, like, this past 7 days, I started the 3 to 5 posting every day. I started posting videos and kind of testing out some of the different types and ways in which that I posted. And I started posting some articles. Yes, you can do that on LinkedIn. It's kind of like blogs or stories and things like that people can interact with. And within my after about 4 or 5 days, I got 2 clients. Yeah, I didn't even try. Like, people just started coming to me, and I increased my followers by about 350, which was awesome. And what else happened? Oh, I got invited to be on a podcast that's featuring stuff about female entrepreneurs and all that. So it's pretty cool. And I didn't actually like go out and purposely hunt for these things. It was simply, all I did for the past week was post consistently. I started liking and commenting and engaging on other people's posts, mostly the influencers. So, for instance, like Tim Ferriss, I think he's like a genius when it comes to business and productivity and smart thinking and all of that. I went to some of his posts, which have tons of comments, and I just start liking and replying on the people who were replying and commenting on his posts. Now, I didn't intend to like engage with Tim directly, because I know he's like, he's not going to take time out to start pulling me on his podcast. But the people who were engaging with his content, I knew were part of my tribe. So I started liking and commenting with them, and I started getting engagement from that, which is really cool. I've got some more, now I kind of like it because it has become more personal. Yes. And that's the exact point I want to make. Not Instagram. LinkedIn is becoming much more personal, and it's not like the corporate business stuffy stuff anymore. Marketers have discovered that the algorithm used on LinkedIn gets you much more exposure, much more access to clients, much more access to sales and networking and opportunities than now Facebook does. If you want to win at Facebook marketing, you've got to pay. And why pay to get leads and opportunities when you don't have to? That's called organic marketing, which I love. So if you want to invest in organic marketing and you're producing really high quality content and you want to network and find all these amazing opportunities, then LinkedIn is where it's at. And the younger people are joining, the millennials are joining, people are converting the conversations over to a much more humanized discussion. And it's really, really cool. So be consistent. Post really high quality stuff. Don't post links within your post, remember, to outside or third party sources. If you do want to offer a link to something, put it in your comments below, because that, again, helps beat the LinkedIn algorithm. So, as I mentioned, for those of you who are at the beginning of this live stream, on my Facebook page today, I posted a link to an article that's got lots of really great tips on ways to use LinkedIn for your business. And I'm just scanning through it now, just to offer some like quick tips and, kind of talk through some of these things. One really cool thing that I learned in studying LinkedIn was that people don't read paragraphs anymore. So say you want to post, and this applies to all social media platforms and perhaps even a blog. People like quick snippets that they can just quickly scroll through on their phone and read it quickly and easily and fast. Not fastly. I was about to say fastly. Quickly. Easily. People like to see like quick strings of sentences, like kind of spaced out and following like that wave pattern. And if you go see this article, you'll understand what I'm talking about when you see the demonstration. So when you're writing content on a social media platform that's like long, like a mini blog or something, don't include really big, thick, chunky paragraphs. People will not read that. They'll tune out. They'll leave. Right? People don't do that anymore. Instead, keep the same amount of content, but break it up into like little sentences here and there so that people, when they're scrolling on their phone, because everybody's on their phone now, they can easily read it and absorb the content that you have to share. So that's a really good tip about keeping people on your post and on your content and absorbing it all. So you want to keep it engaging and visually stimulating. You don't want to turn people off. People also love personal stories. So I'll just offer an example. So I like to tell my story about how I decided to leave the corporate world and jump in full-time to my entrepreneurial endeavors and start helping female entrepreneurs do the same. Like, I talk about that all the time. That's my thing. That's my passion. That's why I'm here. It's my purpose. It's everything. So when I'm on LinkedIn, I share similar stories. So a story about how during the day I'm balancing my kids and I'm trying to find time to work on my laptop, and how, when I might do that when they're at the playground and all that stuff. So it's a personal story that's relevant to me, that can engage people, again, in a human way, and is in a way kind of pushing people back to my business and my content and my why, and is subconsciously selling, right? This is content marketing 101, which is why I love it. So don't be afraid to tell personal human stories on LinkedIn too, because again, that's what people want to hear. Let's see. So GIFs are fun on LinkedIn. What else? This is a cool strategy that I learned. So on LinkedIn, where you can have like a subset of skills on your profile. It's kind of down towards the bottom, so it could be like social media or business coaching, marketing, leadership, things like that. You can actually go on to other people's profiles who are in your contact list and are in relevant industries to and may have a bit more exposure than you do, and go on there and endorse them for like 3 to 5 different things. And then the thing is, like, people do that. Like, they see that you endorse them for some stuff, and they'll hop over into your profile and start endorsing you back, which is cool, right? So the more endorsements you have, obviously the better. It's kind of like testimonials on your website. So go out there and start just endorsing people, even if you don't know them. Some of the tips and tricks that I read about this endorsement strategy is to actually email the people and say, hey, I'm looking to boost my endorsements. I'm going to hop over to your profile now and endorse you for blah, blah, blah. I would love if you would, be able to take the time, if you feel like it's necessary or feel like it's relevant, to hop over to my site and boost my endorsements as well. So you can actually, instead of just hopping over and ghosting them and doing it yourself and hoping they go back, take the time to send an email, introduce yourself, and just explain, like, hey, I'm getting started on my LinkedIn strategy and I'm looking to boost my endorsements. I would really love it if, I could scratch your back, you scratch mine, kind of thing. And you will find that people are very receptive to that. And then there's also a section on your LinkedIn profile where people can offer recommendations, to where they actually go in and write like an experience they've had with you. So And these are more like testimonials. Oh, gotta fix the hair. So I'll give you an example. Like for me, I can send an invite or a message to one of my previous clients and say, hey, I'm boosting my LinkedIn exposure. I'm trying to, offer some recommendations and testimonials to potential clients who want to work with me. I was wondering if you could pop over to my page and offer just a recommendation. It might look like something like this. You can give an example. So like if people are feeling lazy, they can just copy and paste and put up there what you wrote and fill in some of the gaps. The easier you can make it for people, the better. So I read somewhere an arbitrary number that having at least 5 recommendations on a LinkedIn profile looks good. So if any of you want to go to my LinkedIn page and leave me a recommendation or endorse me, like, let's do it, right? I will go to your page and do the same back. So the more that you can boost yourself and engage, be personable, post consistently and continually, to send people back to your site, to network and all of that, like do that. LinkedIn is where it's at. It is so much more worth your time now than Facebook. Don't give up on Facebook. Keep using it for what it's supposed to do, but don't pay any money unless you've got like $1,000 a month to run an ad campaign. Use the social platforms that allow you to get good organic reach, that give you good high quality leads, connections, potentials for networking, opportunities, help you connect with influencers and all of that stuff. So all of this to say, and I know I've been going on for a while, LinkedIn is where it's at. And then I'm going to keep talking about this and keep talking about it because I want to see you be on the forefront of what's going on in the industry now, using the best technology, using the best social media platforms, and getting the word out about your business and connecting with people and networking, because it's hard. Competition is fierce. I mean, everybody's out there vying for the same person and the same pocketbook and the same money. That doesn't mean there's not enough out there for everybody, because there is, but I'm all about working smarter, not harder. And I see people plugging away very, 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 very hard and endlessly to boost their Facebook business page, and they get frustrated that no one's seeing or engaging with their post. Well, it's not your fault. Facebook has changed their algorithm. Less than 2% of the people who like your page even see it, which is sad, because we put a lot of work into boosting and providing amazing content. So anyway, hop over to my Facebook page and read up on that article that I shared today about LinkedIn. You can find it at Independent She. Look for me everywhere. And then hop over on LinkedIn too, and let's connect. Send me an invite, send me a message, endorse, and recommendations, all that stuff, because if you will do it for me, I do it for you, because I feel like we should help support one another and boosting one another's business. So thank you, Beverly. I'm happy to have you over here. Thank you everybody who joined me. I'm going to be saving this video for I'm going to be posting it on LinkedIn and Facebook so that you can kind of see the full recap later on today. But I hope you have a wonderful Friday, and I'll talk to you guys later. Happy LinkedIning. Bye.